Howdy, folks. It is Diecast Buffet here again, and NASCAR is finally back. And unfortunately, I picked the winner. I actually picked Denny Hamlin to win the Busch Light Clash. If you don't believe me, you can check out my Instagram at Diecast Buffet. And NASCAR is back. We got a lot to talk about. It has been an interesting offseason. I feel like it's been the fastest offseason ever. Like, I literally feel like we just wrapped up Thanksgiving. That's how quick time has flown. Maybe I'm just getting older. But of course, hey, it's that time of the year. Make sure to pre-order that Race to Win diecast, the 124 and 164 scale. You know, you Denny Hamlin fans, you get a brand new diecast that should be offered, the Sport Clips paint scheme. It's going to be fantastic. He blew out the left rear tire during the burnout, so I could imagine the 124 is going to be great. So I'm really looking forward for that. For all you 124 collectors, and of course, make sure you use that promo code down below, guys. It works for this season, so that's awesome. You better use that. Better save on shipping. Use code DiecastBuffet. Any orders $30 or more. So there was a lot to talk about here, and we're just gonna chill, and we're gonna talk about some racing. I haven't seen the Mexico Series race yet at the Clash. I really want to check that one out just to see what a non-Gen 7 car, style race car runs on that type of racetrack. So this is going off based on NASCAR Mexico Series race at Clash with only the Cup cars running that racetrack. Anyways, it was actually better than I expected. There was some lull moments, but I think it was the best out of the LA Coliseum Clash races. They were actually going for it. Let me tell you, I had low expectations going in tonight. This race was supposed to be run on Sunday. It was inevitably run on Saturday because of a big storm or whatever supposed to be coming through. I've watched NASCAR for like 1.5 decades now. I have never seen NASCAR move up a race a full 24 hours ahead, and they did it last minute, like within, I think it was like 5 or 6 hours. It was like 1 o'clock today with the race starting at like 7 o'clock. So it's like 5 to 6 hours to pretty much just rush everything. I got to give them a tip of the cap to that. That is a lot of logistics. It's not just, timing and scoring. It's concessions, it's security, it's getting the pit crews, the haulers, making sure the racetrack's prepped, the fans. Everything has to be just expedited. There's people that are not even at the racetrack that had to rush in. Not to mention the television crew having to bring in extra personalities for the actual race broadcast that might not have been there before, whether it's staff. Incredible job, to be honest with you. Now, we'll talk more about that a little bit later, but my honest opinion on the race, finally, they actually did some stuff. They actually were going at it, beating and banging. I was watching the 8-car Kyle Busch. He was just going at it, knocking people out of the way. Ty Gibbs was going to win this race, and then he was too scared to move Denny Hamlin. I get it. He's his teammate, but come on, Ty Gibbs. You gotta go for it, man. It's a non-points race. If there's a time to move your teammate, this is the time to do it. I would have moved Hamlin. You don't have to wreck him. Just move him up the track. Ty Gibbs was the class of the field for most of this race. He didn't, and then he inevitably just got boot scooting boogied all the way back to the, around 15th, and then he got spun around. So Ty Gibbs didn't want it bad enough, unfortunately. I thought the racing was really good for the most part. There was some low moments. Just follow the leader, freight training. Fortunately, something triggered in the drivers' minds, and they were just going for it at the end. It was a lot of fun. Denny Hamlin did win this race. He qualified on pole, which is why I picked Hamlin to win this event. He was really good in practice and qualifying. And this might have been the final LA Coliseum Busch Clash. There's rumors they might go to an international Busch Clash, which I don't know about that. I don't know. International race, no points. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know about that. I like the idea of an international race, but I think that might be a little risky with the Busch Clash. I don't know if it would even sell well. But I don't know. That's just me rambling. I'm like half asleep right now, so bear with me. I thought the race was good. And the weather situation was really unique, and it reminds me of like last year with the Charlotte race weekend, which was really crazy, by the way, where they didn't have a race on Saturday or Sunday, and they ran the Xfinity race Monday afternoon or early morning to afternoon, stopped it before halfway, ran the Coke 600, the full 600-mile race, and then they restarted the Xfinity race right after. That was one of the craziest days in motorsports. It was really weird. It reminds me of the Chicago race where they called it before halfway for the Xfinity Series. It reminded me of that. Like, this is one of those unprecedented weather events in NASCAR history, and ironically, all three of them that I mentioned happened within 1 year. So it has been a very, very, I guess you could say maybe bad luck in terms of the weather for NASCAR. But it was a little underwhelming. I wish it was better. You know, I feel like if they had the trucks of the Xfinity was out there, it would be a million times better than what we got. But by far, I personally think it was the best Busch Clash. It didn't feel like it was just one car that was actually trying. It felt like there was a lot of people. I mean, Chastain was getting into some people. Larson was not having it. He was moving some people. Bubba was moving people. I mean, they were actually trying. I love that. And that brings me to a little I don't know, a little question here. If the Busch Clash, let's just say hypothetically, was after the Daytona 500 and it was a points-paying race, would they race with higher intensity? I don't know. It might help it. I don't know. That's just a random question. It's like the All-Star race. Kyle Larson, he was the only one trying last year. Let's just be honest. And I feel like if the All-Star race had points, like a full points race, just screw the gimmick All-Star thing, and it was just a full points race, they'd probably try harder. That's just me. Anyways, I think it was good. Was it great? But way better than I expected. Now, the change in the schedule and everything they talked about, it was just random. I expected them to actually postpone it till Monday. I didn't expect them to move it up. I was thinking that's what they should do. And inevitably they did. They canceled the heat races. I think they canceled the halftime concert, and they obviously canceled the last chance qualifying, which is the best event of the show, I might add. And when I heard about them canceling the last chance qualifier, I'm like, oh boy, we're gonna get 150 laps. Nothing's gonna happen. It's gonna be a single file freight train. Fortunately, it wasn't. There was some drama. Maybe a little bit of hurt feelings as well. The new Fords and Toyota noses for the Cup cars look great, by the way. They look fantastic. Can't wait for those diecasts to come in. Let me tell you, they look good. And obviously one of them already won. So it's got performance as well. But what I think was probably the mistake of the whole moving the race up, which I do think was the right move. But I think the one thing they kind of struck out on, so to speak, was doing it last minute. Because there was a lot of mixed reviews about it. Obviously, there is about anything NASCAR does. A lot of people seemed they were okay with the decision because nobody wants to sit there and watch 10 hours of rain-filled coverage tomorrow, and then they show up on Monday and it's still raining. And don't even get me started on the wet weather package. I think it's the most asinine thing ever. Let's have rain tires, but we're going to call them wet weather tires. But we ain't going to run in anything that's like this deep water, like a fraction of an inch water. Because if it gets one raindrop on the track, we cannot race. But if you spill your Dr. Pepper on the track, we're good to go. Asinine stuff. Anyways, I think they should have done. They should have made this announcement on Friday. Obviously, there's like a gajillion things they have to do. You have shareholders, you have the TV company, you have the staff, the facility that you're racing at. They don't own this track. They're essentially renting it out. You have everybody in the NASCAR brass. All the teams, I think they probably have to go through the team owners and their alliance or something. There's a lot of people. Oh, by the way, commercials that have paid big bucks. Probably even Busch Beer had a saying in it because they're the sponsor of the event. So you got to go through all these different people. They might not all be able to reply really quickly to get an A-OK to move the event up. So that might have been a problem with it. But what I would have done, and if you've been around the channel long enough, you would know this. When I went to Texas Motor Speedway in 2020, that was one of the craziest weather events in modern NASCAR history where the race literally got postponed till freaking Wednesday. And it was just misting for like 4 days straight. It was crazy. right? I sat through the 10 hours of rain delay just watching jet dryers go in circle, sitting under the grandstands, just hearing the rain pour and the little mist, whatever it was. And I thought about it. Why don't they give the fans a 12 to 24 hour notice? If you buy a ticket, they give you either that you can select an email notification or a text message notification. So when you buy the ticket, if something changes, hey, we're moving the race up a date, or we're pushing it back a date, whatever the biff it is, they send you a notification immediately. So you're notified. I think that would be a good policy to use moving forward. I said this back in November of 2020. I still believe in it. And this is the first time I've ever seen NASCAR actually do something like that. As long as you get the fans a heads up, I think people were cool with it. And I'll end the video on this. If you are going to a NASCAR race, my practical advice is always have a contingency plan to adapt. Make sure you have an extra PTO day. Make sure you have extra funds for a hotel stay, whatever it be, because NASCAR and weather, it always happens, man. Literally, the first NASCAR race of the year, and there's one of the biggest storms California's probably going to get all year, and it happens to arrive on the day of the Busch Clash. You can't make this stuff up, man. I'm telling you. If you have a drought, schedule a NASCAR race. I promise you, you will be in good weather. Trust me, you'll get rain, you'll get all the BS you want. It's been like that for a long time. NASCAR and weather, you can't make it up. Anyways, what do y'all think about the 2024 Busch Clash? Do y'all want to see it come back to the LA Coliseum? Do you like the potential of an international race, or hey, wherever you would like to see it? I'll be honest with you, I never wanted it to leave Daytona to begin with. That's just me. I didn't want it to leave Daytona on the oval, not the road course. I liked it on the oval. That was just me. Of course, I'm in the minority on that. That's fine. I would love to see it go back to Daytona. I know they tore up a lot of cars, but I still love watching it. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching. Have a great one. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Hopefully the Denny Hamlin Diecast does get produced. You know how it is with Hamlin Diecast. Sometimes they don't, sometimes they do. His pre-orders are kind of interesting. I know I look really rough right now, so bear with me. But anyways, I'm going to go try to watch the Mexico Series race while uploading this. So thank you all so much for watching. Have a blessed one. Comment down below your thoughts. NASCAR is back. I'm hyped. Diecast Buffet. Signing off.